YouTube. I wanted to show you something about Australia that plate tectonics can't show you. I want to show you how Australia was made. And here you can see Australia. And here you see the Philippine Islands, which is basically I'm going to show you that the same thing that I showed you that created India is going to also be responsible for Australia. And I can prove this by reoccurring patterns that can be found on each of those continents. And those reoccurring patterns are from the Philippine Islands area, this whole area here. So you could, this is pretty much like a vortex that created the continents. And that's how my theory works. So let me get started. Okay. Okay, here you got, remember this is the Philippine Islands, and when you rotate this upside down, it fits India perfect. This whole thing, you can even see it right here. It goes to a point and everything. It just is what it is. Here is Australia. I cut it out so that you can see underneath it, and you can see the areas that line up easier. And first I'm going to show you that what created Australia is going to be, I'm going to show you this side right here, and it's going to be reoccurring patterns over and over again, because that's how this theory works. Okay, so let's actually bring it in closer so we can actually see. Okay, so you'll notice as I bring it in here, this lines up with here. Then I bring it a little bit further, you can see that this lines up right here. Okay, check it out. Then if I bring it in further, watch this, let's see. You'll see that this fits around this part right here. It starts to, you can see that, okay, the head here, this part right here, it fits in here. Okay, keep watching, because when I move it up again, these are all recurring patterns over and over again. This part now fits in here, and this part fits up in here. Remember, this part fit down here even. And lo and behold, let's see, this part right here, you can see fits in there. I mean, I'll have to show you more on that. But you can see how these fit. Okay, but it doesn't end there. I think it keeps going. So see how that fits around in here? These are reoccurring patterns, and they create our continents. And the reoccurring patterns mean that they were on top or below one another when they happen. It's like if you took a whole like sheets of paper and stacked 100 of them, and then you took like a electric welder and you were to burn some marks into that paper. Well, when you spread the papers out, you would have reoccurring patterns of that mark. That's exactly basically what you have here. And this plate tectonics can't account for this, because their theory is not based upon reoccurring patterns, and their theory is not based upon a vortex, or that their theory is not based upon continents sitting on top of one another. So they can't account for these things, and they can never, because of their theory, they would never be able to solve how this planet was created. And that's what I'm doing right now, right in front of your eyes. I'm solving how this planet was made, and I'm telling you, it was a vortex. It was electric vortex, and my evidence is scattered all over the planet, and I have hundreds of pieces of evidence, hundreds of them, and all of them prove, they all point to one thing: reoccurring patterns from a vortex, electrical vortex. I can even show you the Birkeland currents from the beginning, before the planet was even round. The planet was currents that wrapped around one another. I learned this from the electric universe theory. Okay, but now I've applied it to the planet, and I found the areas that are images of that exact process. So this is just the beginning. You guys have no idea what you're in for. There's a lot more. You can see that this part, this ear thing or whatever, I don't know, it fits in here, and of course it's going to fit in here. It's all, there's going to be other areas here that also fit that I haven't showed you. See, like, okay, this thing right here, it's this thing right here, but I rotated it counterclockwise. But you can see that if you look right here, you can see that it fits right in there. And then of course other areas fit too. When you start lining up certain areas with other areas, you'll notice that they fit too. I guess I should make this more transparent. Hold on. So that you can see what I'm talking about. But you can see that this fits into there. And you can see that these things, what I believe are Birkeland currents right here, top down view. But you can also see these shadows here also match up there. You can see that there's no doubt that these areas are related. And and you see here, you can see that it's, and then of course, oh, here's this part of Australia right here. And guess where that fits? Boom. Right there. And you can see that, was that Tasmania? Let's take a closer look on this just to make sure. By the way, this matches no matter what, how close you get. See that right there? Your eyes can naturally just pick out what matches up. And you can see I'm showing you exactly how Australia was made. You can see the step-by-step processes, the underlying features that created Australia. I think that these are the beginning of the molten material that fills up and created the continent. Actually, what I believe is, I think the flat, okay, Australia, I believe, sat below here. This is the top. This is like the top of the, like a whirlpool or whatever of molten material or something like that. And you can see stretching or expansion right here. There's some, this is probably, I bet you this expansion is related to the rotation of the Earth. I believe that some of this is caused by a reverse rotation. And I think that the reverse rotation also may have broken the continents from each other that were on top of one another, shooting them out left and right, or one north or south, like North America and South America. They both have their reoccurring patterns in Central America, just like this. And that whole area also fits over here and matches these reoccurring patterns, because they're all related to one incident, a vortex. And that's the way it is. And if you're a geologist, or you're just somebody that just doesn't believe me, well, throw me some evidence. Throw me some evidence that counters mine. And use plate tectonics, use whatever you want. I don't care. I don't care if you have degrees or what. Or, you know, I would like to see what if anybody can discredit this. And also looking for people that would want to help me with this, or be a part of this, because I'm just one guy, and I've figured out a lot so far, but I realize that there's people out there that are smarter and better at certain things than I am, that could probably take this a lot further than I could. So if you happen to watch this and you notice that, or you think that somehow you could make this, you could figure out some more on this than I can, man, that would be great. And I don't mind sharing this with other people that want to be a part of it. I don't mind at all. I don't mind giving credit to other people for things that they've solved, because this is the real deal. And I don't think science I think it's gonna take a while before they accept this, but they're gonna have to accept it, because it's the way it is. It's how it happened. And you'll see that with all my other videos. Thanks for watching.